Before I forget, because nobody watches more than like 45 seconds of these videos, make sure you like, subscribe, and go share it. But watch through the whole thing. It's going to be a good video. But all right, so check this out. We got a 1969 Camaro purple, which is kind of cool. You don't really see that every day. Not that you see a 1969 Camaro every day, but we have a friend that Dad and I go to the gym with. Had this car. It's been to the shop a couple times. It's got a big block 454 in it, automatic car. He just calls us and like, hey, will you put some miles on it, drive it, tune it up? He lets it sit for a year or two. Well, now he's like, hey, you LS swap it. We found him a motor. We're going to use the transmission that's in it already. Same rear end, same wheels and tires. Literally, we're just going to pull that motor out, stab an LS in it with a wiring harness, ECU, put it back together, give it back to him. So it should be relatively easy. I say that and then things are going to go crazy. So, but check this out. This is kind of cool too. Got a 1st gen, 5th gen, and 6th gen.
There's a 3 that lives here somewhere.
And then Jason. So it's a really clean car. I kind of dig this setup. I mean, you either see like 69 Camaros are either rust buckets, like absolutely rusted out, or they're like, I don't know, $150,000 and all done and nice and everything crazy. This is kind of stuck in time. And the more I look at it, the problem is I think I like it. We're gonna get some B-roll and then roll it in the shop. Check this out. Perfect. It's like they knew we were coming.
Well, when there's weight on it, it won't be that close.
If you're this guy, just leave it alone.
Oh, the wheel?
Yeah,
Oh,
man, just
That's pretty nice.
just leave it alone. So check this out.
They woke her up. She went panicking for an hour.
Wow. Well, we got the exhaust off. That's pretty easy. It's one of the easiest old school exhausts that I've taken off, being as that everything's rusted as bad as it is. So that's good. Converter bolts. Got that done too. We got the headers off. Everything else is pretty much out of the way. The last thing we need to do is just take these power steering lines off. I think what we're going to do is just cut them because we're going to redo them anyway. And then after that, we need to pull that one motor mount bolt. Yeah, this motor mount bolt, and then pull it out. How's your pull out game?
We're about to find out.
I think this is fine.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I've done it before, so on that car.
Take loose now.
Okay. Well, that's out. That means there's no motor mounts, right?
Yeah, hold on, clear.
Okay, so what we probably should do at this point is slide a jack under that transmission.
That one. Damn, that goes a lot more forward.
I wish you would look at how tall this thing is already. We're gonna set this LS in it. It's gonna look like nothing is in there. It's that windshield wiper motor is the one I'm worried about.
Well, we're almost past the motor mounts and then it can come forward.
Okay. Okay, now I'm on that.
On the booster?
I'm on the windshield wiper motor.
This way?
Oh yeah, I should be. Look at that.
I'm close over here.
There you go. Header.
Oh yeah.
Transmission dipstick. The water's nothing to be concerned about. It's just a sign that you're doing things right. Here comes the problem. Here comes the problem. Oh, I think we're good. I think we're good. Oh, fuck.
Power steering fluid.
Fluid.
You want some bolts to put in that?
No, we're good. I'm gonna set it just like this. In case you guys were wondering, this is exactly how you clean engine bays to make them look extremely nice.
You may support the trans when you push the car back.
Yep.
Close. You got
It's okay. Don't worry. That header.
Let me get that. There you go. All this just to get a header out.
See, that wasn't so bad.
That valve cover is demonetizable. That is bad.
So, here is what I'm talking about. I just think that if we put this little bitty old LS in there, that's gonna be the hand we're dealt. Now, depending on who you are, that may look cool, but to me, no. So out with the old, and it's time to go back in with the new if parts would show up. That's kind of the biggest thing about doing something like this, is lining up all the parts and make sure they get here. So we jumped the gun a little bit. I've had the car for a couple weeks sitting around, and I finally got a free couple of days with the lift, so I decided, hell, let's just throw it on there and yank that motor out. So we got the motor out. I went ahead and cleaned up some of the wiring. Jason and I worked. I'll kind of show you that real quick. Cleaned up some of the wiring here. Definitely cleaned up a lot of the battery wires that were there at the bottom of this. All this came out. My main concern with having wiring like that is that it'll create an issue with the stock ECU that's going back in this. I don't want to have any voltage issues or anything giving us a weird kind of draw, a weird kind of ground, anything like that. So we'll get all this cleaned out. All this will get re-loomed, tucked, stuff like this. We're gonna replace, and the only reason we'll replace it is just because it's not long enough, because we're gonna run it inside the fender, put that big fuse, you know, somewhere down here out of the way, out of sight, out of mind, so it looks a little bit better in this engine bay. Well, like I said, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Yanking a motor like this out is super easy. There's not much to it. All in all, the car cleaned up great in the engine bay. I mean, a lot of the old dirt and grind come right up. The car's in really good shape, so I think it's a great candidate to put an LS in. The only other thing that we kind of thought about afterwards that we haven't thought about, I'm gonna have to talk to Marcus on, is the front springs. We've taken that big block out, putting a small block in it, much less one as light as this little LS is going to be. The front end's not going to sit down low enough, so that's going to be an issue. So as always, thanks guys, and I'll see you on the next one.